Yeah, me and Fred just tried to spread some muck in this grazing field. It's still a bit wet in places, so we found, didn't we? A bit squidgy.
Yeah,
And muddy, because I didn't think we were going to get out of there then. We had to take about 5 or 6 shunts backwards. We managed to back out. But yeah, I had a walk across this field yesterday and I thought it was quite dry. I must have not walked over that bit. The far side of the field's still very wet, but the hair running down there. But yeah, this bit didn't seem too bad. And to be fair, the first bit, where I'm driving now, is alright. I think I just got a bit carried away and went too far over the other side of the field. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not grazing this, mowing this field, because this is just muck straight out of the passageway. So it's not really rotted muck. It's just well, it's mostly that horse muck with a load of fresh cow muck, cow poo on top of it. So I don't really want to put this on silage ground with it being this fresh. But I thought I've tipped up enough where I've been tipping, really, so I thought, well, seeing as this grazing field's dry, we'll put a bit on here. But yeah, I'm going to have to be a bit more careful about where I drive with the next load. Yeah. Got some fertiliser on. The fertiliser's just turned up and I unloaded it off the lorry, and I'd ordered 20-10-10 with sulphur. We did, and what we actually got was 22-3-12 with no sulphur. So I was like, well, shall I unload it or shall I send it back? And I thought, well, I want to get it on, so I unloaded it. They said the lorry driver must have cocked it up and gave the wrong ones, the wrong fertiliser to the wrong farm. So I've just taken it. We're putting a bit on. I've just put one bag in and I've spread the little 2-acre field at home. And it's always a bit of a guess with this fert spreader. You just sort of set it at something and try it and see whether, do a field and see how much you use, sort of thing. Very accurate. So I think it's not far off, although if anything it's maybe running out a little bit quick, so I'll probably just go up a gear. I've been spreading it in D1, so I'll probably spread it in D2 to do this little field that I rolled the other day, which should use the majority of this bag up, because I should have enough. I'm trying to put around about 100 kilo to the acre to start with, and then we'll work out whether I need to, whether I'm too high or too low. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit less, but I don't really want to put any more than that on. So we'll do this 3 acre piece, and that should use the majority of this bag. Yes, we will. Open the gate. And we're spreading again. I've got my GPS on my phone, which I just use to, it just colours in where I've been basically, and I can put an AB line in it. Don't know whether I'll bother with this field because it's so small. It looks like there's a load of moles been up in this field since I've rolled it the other day, so get quite a lot of moles here. It's a bit of a problem really. And I never seem to have the time to go and catch them. No, it's just snot, isn't it? I did buy a new a tunnel mole trap catcher last year, but I've never got around to using it. Just never seem to have the time. So this is me. It's just an free app called, I think it's called Field Bee, and it's really good. I actually really like it. When I'm doing the bigger fields, you put an AB line in it, and you can just keep yourself parallel, and it costs nothing. You just use your phone. So if anyone's just spreading fertiliser like this, the way I am, just with, I would recommend it. It's a good little app. This bit I'm on now is normally quite wet, but I managed to roll it all, and it seems to be travelling fine now, but it's desperate for some food. It never really got much muck on it last year because it's always too wet with a spreader. It has had a lot of muck on over the years, but just not in the last year anyway. This is the wettest part, right up in this corner. We're right next to the motorway here, so whatever you do, hundreds of people are going to see the mess. Fertiliser's running out quite quick, which might mean that I either need to close it down a bit or go faster again. It's a bit of a rough field to go much faster than this, so I might. Decisions. I haven't bothered putting an AB in because there'll only be about 3 runs on this field, so I'm just using the map to see whether how much I'm overlapping and whether I'm missing any. Oh, not having a good day really. Just tried to put some dual wheels on, but they won't flipping fit. It's just been one thing after another. So yeah, first thing was no one had any of the eyes, locking eyes to clamp the clamps to, so I had to order them in, and they came. And apparently they're normally just a standard size thread, but the ones I got were metric fine thread instead of a standard thread, which means they didn't fit on the wheel bolts that are on these wheels. So yesterday I went to my local nut and bolt place, which they normally have every different type of thread, bolt, anything you can ask for. I said, have you got any bolts? And they only had one length of bolt and they were only about that long and they weren't long enough. So I thought, well, I'll have to go on the weight in the weight block holes, which are further in the middle of the wheel. So I put them on that. I've just put them all on, come to clamp the dual wheels on, and the arms on the dual wheel clamps aren't long enough to reach the rim, and that's with the longer arms. I've got two sets of threaded bar with the hooks on, and I've got the longer ones on, and they're not long enough. They need to be about 3 or 4 inches longer. So what a fail. So I'm just gonna have to go and have a go trying to spread without them, because the only way of putting them on now is to get some longer bolts on a metric fine thread M16s, which I'll have to order. So I think by the time I bloody get them, I don't think there'll be any point putting these dual wheels on, but I might think differently in a minute. I'm just going to go and have a go spreading on here. I'd be able to probably do half this field. It's only this side at the top end that's wet, so I'll see how it goes. Right, we're spreading. This is the GPS thing. It's beeping at me, I don't know why, but basically that's what it shows. You can put your AB line in and you just have to drive along and just try and keep it in the green. I don't know why it's beeping. It never used to do that. I can't figure out how to turn it off. But if you're anything more than like 5 centimetres out, it beeps at you, which is a bit annoying because you're almost always 5 centimetres out. Seems to get a bit confused when you go down hills. Oh, I'm way out there. Right, well, I finished that block. They're called Sterlings. It's about 12-13 acres. Got it all. There's a couple of little squidgy patches where I've not broken the turf, but it has it's just the top of the ground's just like a sponge. So I don't know, but I'm just thinking, I'm thinking the fert wants to be on, personally. Still got these 2 little fields to do, and again I think I'm just going to make a mess in there. But they're desperate for fertiliser. So I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing or not. Where I've just been, might give it a couple of days and just nick round with a roller and just try and do the bits where I've sunk a bit, or will I make more mess? I don't know. It's very soon going to get to the point where the rolling is going to just do more harm to the grass than good, really. So I'm going to go up to the 9 acre, which is the field behind our yard where the sheep were last, and see what it's like. I've got half a load, half a bag left, so I'll go down the dry side and see how it travels. Hopefully I can get some of that done as well. Well, I've gone nearly all the way around this field once, and it's actually nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be, so I'm quite pleased. I went through one of the wettest spots, which is in that first corner, and it's sort of, you can see it's squidgy, but I don't regret going through it. I had to walk across it first. I don't think it's worth avoiding them for the sake of a little bit of squidgy ground, and I'm almost thinking that there's no point rolling this field. I think just do more harm to the ground. The ground is so capped anyway with it being so wet over the winter. I just don't think rolling, other than to roll ruts out, is doing any good this year. You're just compacting the top layer of soil even more than it already is. Where, if anything, I think it wants aerating. It wants like some slitters going through it. Because I've just been through the other wet corner now, and it's just not even left a mark. So, God, I'm really pleased. I mean, the tyre tread's digging in, but it's not doing any damage that's going to affect the mower. Oh, it's a little bit squidgy there. But, I mean, all my fields are going to be a bit rough after the winter we've had, and the sheep, and trying to spread muck in the back end. And I'm starting to think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a spare mower on hand, because bloody hell, the mower's going to get a bit of abuse knowing this year. I think maybe other people might be in the same boat, but I just think it might not be a bad idea to have a spare one. My neighbour's retiring, so I wonder whether his mower might be up for sale. Well, it almost definitely will be, so I might ask him. Right, well, I've done the headlands, so I got enough to go down that end of the field, so I might just do this bit of short ground, and then that might be the end. Yeah, I think I've figured this. I haven't altered the fert spread, I've just stuck it at gear. I've stuck it D2, which is just over 5 miles an hour, which is quite steady, but it's not got any suspension structure, so it's fast enough. And it's putting about 100 kilo to the acre on. From what I've worked out, because this is my third bag that I've done. What have I done? 12. Yeah, I've done about 50 acres. Well, by the time I finish this, I'll have done nearly 18 acres, so it's about right. If I wanted to put a little bit less, if I wanted to put sort of in the 90s, go up a gear, I think, and keep it at the same setting. But no, I was a bit worried. I think if I was going on some of my other fields that got more grass, I'd probably want to put a little bit less on, because it's not going to be long and they're going to want cutting. But this field, because it's been grazed, this was the last one to be grazed. It's 2 or 3 weeks off. Easily 2 or 3 weeks off cutting, so I'm not worried about putting a reasonable amount of fert on. Not that it's not a lot really. What the amount of nitrogen I'm putting on is not a lot. So there you are. Right. Anyway, probably end this video. It's probably gone on long enough. So I don't know whether I might go and try and get me a roller and have a go rolling in here, maybe. I'll run out for that. I'll mark on the map where I run out. So yeah, I might go and spread one more bag of fert, get this field done, and then I'm going to have to move my roller, which is annoying because the field that it's in, I've got some ruts to do, but I think it's too wet. So I think I'm going to have to bring it down the road slowly to this block of land. There's a couple of ruts in here, the one where I'm sat now. There's a few little ruts where we made a bit of a mess with the spreader last year, the back end. so I can just whiz around, roll them out. Other than that, I don't think there's any point in rolling anything else. I think I'll just do more Armwood good. And then I've got a field up the lane which is next door to a horse field, and the horses have broken in over the winter and poached it to death, which is really annoying because I was hoping to not bother having to roll that because I haven't damaged that field at all, but it's poached to death and it'll be rattling around with a rake and stuff, so I'm going to have to roll that. So I might try and do that this afternoon. So I'll see. I might add the footage in at the end of this video, but anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.